welcome to another Simone ASMR video. Today we are going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion and just everything that's been going on in this season, so to speak. Okay, so I feel like I'm too close. Back. So, I know not everybody keeps up with the shows. I don't even think I do a good job of keeping up with the shows, but I'll tell you what happened. Like, what really piqued my interest is that if you've noticed, I don't know if you guys, well, I guess I do follow on social. Carlos King did an interview with some of his, I think he had been doing this podcast and he had been doing it all along. He had been doing it like over Zoom, and he would do his podcast. He would do his podcast episodes. But then finally he got Nene at the table. You guys, growing up, you would have never told me that I would have come to appreciate reality TV characters such as Nene Leakes or people like Wendy Williams. Like, when I was younger, I used to dislike those girls, but then as I got older, they just became so entertaining to watch. I suddenly understood the humor that they had. I understood, like, my mic was getting feedback, but I began to understand that nasty humor, like that not nice humor, and I think of it as feminine satire. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's this socially accepted brand of satire that's horrible to consume, and I think it's like a masculine comedic satire. It's what The Office, writes on. There's a brand of satire that's like, I don't think it's correct. I just think it's like socially acceptable. I was about to say Howard Stern is another example of that. Like, there's a masculine brand of satire that's like socially acceptable, and I feel like people like Wendy Williams and other people like Nene Leakes, Kenya, and all these other people, they are the feminine version of that. Like, it's satire. It's not, it's you wrap it up in real opinions and you just roast and you just go, and it's painful. But I think it's because women were seen as effeminate, were seen as, it's like someone decided in their head that women are too fragile or above that. Either way, we're supposed to be these maternal, we're supposed to be these feminine maternal people, and we're not supposed to do certain things, but we do. We aren't. And so that always taps into that side of me that I would never be in real life, but like, I love to consume. And I remember back in the day telling one of my friends that I love Wendy Williams, I watch Wendy Williams, and they were like, oh my god, I can't believe that you watch that woman, she's so nasty and vile. But then they also said, I don't know why good girls like to watch those mean girls. And it's like, listen, I don't know why too, because back then I didn't know why, but then now I just think, first of all, I would never do that. I would never go there. But then I would never behave the way that they behave. But then, and I think that's what makes it funny to me, right? Is it's something I would never do or experience. To me, it's unreal. No matter how much they try to call it reality TV, it's unreal. And after watching people like Jocelyn and all these people, I think I actually start to believe that it's not real. In fact, the girl from Selling Sunset, the villain from Selling Sunset, I think she also convinced me that that's not real. It's just like, it's like a character you play up for reality TV. Now, first, I'll start with Nene Leakes' interview. Nene Leakes' interview was amazing. It was so insightful. I mentioned this, you guys. Being a primary caregiver for someone who's sick is so difficult, and people can say whatever they want to say about grieving, you are mourning, you are dealing with someone who is grieving and mourning their own life and wellness, and you are busy, and your life stops, and it's horrible. And most of us are not kind. Well, we do that job not all the time, you know what I mean, and not to everyone, and we just have moments, and you just need somewhere to, you need a soft landing, but then it doesn't help, but you need a soft landing. Everybody needs a soft landing at that time. So I give her grace for everything she was going through and every way that she was behaving in the last few seasons when she was on the show. I think she needed her privacy, and a different industry at a different space, people would have given her the grace that she needed, but because she was on reality TV, they wanted to show it, but they didn't coat it correctly. They didn't wrap it up correctly. So that's it. Then oh yeah, and then the interview in general, so much entertainment. I think just getting her perspective on things, getting an insider perspective on things, learning that they didn't make that much money in the beginning and things like that was just fascinating. So I loved it, and I loved her opinions. I felt like they were so eye-opening to me. I don't think so. Here's what I will say about Real Housewives of Atlanta is, and most of the Real Housewives of franchises except for Potomac, I will say this, right? Depending with your franchise and your brand, like Real Housewives of Atlanta has definitely got like it's got started from the bottom, now we hear type of energy and vibe. I am going to do this. It's got started from the bottom, now we hear type of vibe, and I feel like that real. It's not that bad. I just didn't put all the things I should have put in there, which is I should have put the whole bottle of syrup, chocolate syrup, in there. I see where the calories come from. In my favorite cafe mocha, it's the chocolate syrup. Okay, so coming back to the reunion itself. So you watched the reunion. If you did, a bit of a breakdown. It started off with Sheree. Sheree got a nose job that was pretty visible. She got it in the middle of the season. Basically, the season was over, but she still had like interviews and stuff to do. Interviews are the little commentary you see in between scenes, which I love, by the way. But she had the interviews. She still had interviews to do, and then she also still had appearances, and she was basically swollen. Her reason for getting the nose job, her story was that she was having problems breathing, and so she went ahead and got a nose job whilst they were working on her. If you know me, you know that I'm not ultimately opposed to plastic surgery, which means I don't mind the changing of looks. Like, go at it, girl. I love the aesthetic side of things, like of surgery. I love the aesthetics. I love the changes. I think they're perfect. They're beautiful. I love to just see people's before and afters and see what happens. But I really am so scared. I'm one of those I'm scared of my life type of thing when it comes to things like surgery. I think if I ever had to get surgery for anything, that wasn't like an emergency, I would be obsessive about who was gonna do the work and everything. But one thing I've learned is that it doesn't matter how obsessive you are, you're not always quite obsessive enough. And when you're looking, what I've seen with most boys, when they're looking for surgery places and recommendations, they tend to have like rose-colored glasses, and then afterwards they get to figure out the real stuff, the real situation, especially with aftercare and everything. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, there's Sheree that, and then Sheree did a thing called She News, where she basically talked Candy back to back, and that brought Candy into the first part of the episode, which is weird. Sonia didn't have much of a storyline. Not Sonia. Sonia didn't have much of a storyline. Really, not to say she didn't have much of a storyline, even though she didn't, but she didn't get a lot of attention in this first half. I think it's because she's pregnant and she had a miscarriage earlier, so I think they're trying to give her some slack. But to me, Sonia looked the most. Sonia. She looked the most beautiful out of everybody in the reunion. I don't know if pregnant women are like beautiful to me, or if the dress was perfect. I think the dress was perfect for the bump, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the dress was perfect for the bump. Marlo, reformed her behavior halfway through the season and became a good girl. And in the reunion, you can tell she was being a good girl. The true issues. Boring. Drew and Ralph. Those people got together because they are similar, not because they are different. Drew and Ralph have similar personalities. Like, they're both ambitious. And I think when they're getting to the bag, they work well. But I think outside of that, they don't have anything in common. And I think that they resent each other when things aren't going the way that they want and blah blah blah. They're a strange couple, okay? They're that troubled couple that should have never gotten married, but they did. And so this is what it is. It looks like a mess because it is a mess. I'll give an example and say, if Todd and Candy feel the same way, they're not as messy as Ralph and Drew, but they have similar ambitions, so they work well together. And I can see how if both struggling in their personal life, in their financial lives, and in their career lives, I don't think they would have the most calm and happy relationship. You know, there are some people who just love each other beyond things, and there are some people who have to build to those things. I'll give an example to say, I feel like the grand dame and her man, listen, they be in love, okay? They've through thick and thin, everything. They love each other. They love the humans of each other. It doesn't matter what's going on in the background. I feel like Nini and Greg were the same way. They loved each other. It didn't matter what's going on in the background. They're just some couples that can weather the storm, and they're just some couples where Drew and Ralph have the problem of the infidelity things. But I think the infidelity stuff is heightened by the fact that people are not seeing individual success in their careers. They're both young and they're still in that career phase of life, and I think that's a bigger deal than anything else. They're breaking up because their careers are not going in the direction that they both wanted. They're not seeing each other building the way that they wanted, and they stayed together for the benefits of those careers and nothing else. Wait, little couple, that's how I feel. That's how I see them. And I know that's not like even relevant to the show, but all the other stuff, the drama, the cheating, the whatever, maybe that's for the blogs. Nobody cares, and they shouldn't play it out in the public. It's so unnecessary. Oh, and I feel like Sonia and her man also love each other. They're both hardworking and all that stuff, but they love each other. It feels real and grounded over there. Okay, so Courtney, I don't like her. I think she's smart. She was always willing to go there. She always went there with things. She took it too far when it came to Drew's kid, and the adoption and things. Shouldn't have said that. The coaching rumor sounds correct. I think Drew should have always kept her older sister in her corner. Her older sister seems to understand the business and understand narrative framing. Allison is smart. Very, very, very smart. I like Allison a lot. And she's also just so real and so honest about mental health challenges, and I applaud that. Okay, so ultimately the reunion was boring. The whole kiss debacle. And no, I don't think talking about the kiss is outing Drew. I don't think Drew needs to be, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think Drew needs to be outed. Having different sexual experiences with different sexual partners or different genders doesn't bother me. It's just not a big deal to me anymore. I think that the kiss only became a problem because she's heading towards a divorce, and the issues of infidelity are going to come up, and she wants to have a clean slate, while Ralph has the mess, so that the divorce can have better grounds. I think that divorces are difficult because you build your life with someone and you don't go as far as you want to go in life. Let's say you thought by 40 you would have 2 homes and you only have 1, and now you're having to split that house in the middle. Damn, that's a mess. It's a mess. It's not comfortable. I think a lot of divorces, the financial parts of things are really a big deal. A bigger deal than both, like technology. It's really everything. So I think that this is what it's about, and for providing, being able to be the parent who's providing stability for their child, their kids. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Kenya Moore's interview with Carlos King. Yes, Kenya Moore is being pushed out of the franchise. Yes, but I do think Kenya Moore is being pushed out of the franchise, and I do think that they've decided that they don't really want her. I think it's because Kenya doesn't really have any real friends. I think that the friendship between Kenya and Candy is a bad idea. I think the friendship between Kenya and Drew is a good idea. I think, guys, I don't like say that because I enjoy Kenya. I enjoy Kenya's villainous episodes, but I always feel like Kenya is one of those people who doesn't take accountability well. Like, she's not accountable for the mess she does. You know what? Kenya would never do I said what I said. Well, she'll never. Kenya always tries to justify the bad things that she does, which somehow manages to make her worse, to make her more of a villain. And like, she's got this attitude of, if you come for me, I'll come back. But I'm like, girl, you're just mean. Full stop. That's it. It was boring. Not boring, but nothing new. Nothing super interesting. Just tying up a few loose ends.